This conference will now be recorded.
It's recording.
I can't
All
even
right,
stand
the
up.
Cottage Grove Town Board will hold a public meeting beginning at 7 PM on Tuesday, January 2nd, 2024 at the Town Hall, 4058 County Road. And you can also join the meeting by GoToMeeting. We have a quorum present. Meeting was posted at the Town Hall and on the website. We'll call the meeting to order. We'll stand for the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You have the minutes of our December 18th meeting in your packet.
Move approval as presented.
Motion by Williams, second by Duplay to approve the minutes for December 18th as presented. Any discussion on the minutes? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Finance report and approval of bills.
I'll move approval of checks 36,770 to 36,803 be paid. And we make EFT payments of $24,681.41.
Motion by Duplay, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Fonger to approve checks 36,770 through 36,803 in the EFT payments of $24,681.41. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. You have your unaudited cash and investment balance of $7,196,814.34. Taxes are coming in, and you have the credit card charges, and you have the December per diems.
I'll move approval of the per diems.
Second.
Motion by Anders, second by Fonger to approve the December per diems as presented. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Anything else?
Like you said, taxes are coming in.
Okay. Next item is public concerns. Public's opportunity to speak to the town board about any subject that is not a specific agenda item. Anyone online for?
Speak up.
All right, moving on to Plan Commission recommendations. Neely Scar applicant, Screaming Norwegian Farms landowner, petitioning to create 2 residential lots on parcel 0711-264-8002-0 and 0711-264-9585-0 on Scarston Road using RDUs from parcel 0711-361-9000-9. And you have the minutes from the Plan Commission. They recommend approval of the 3.37 acres from FP 35 to SFR1, Lot 1 at 1.87 acres, Lot 2 at 1.5 acres, using the RDUs from parcel 0711361 9000-9, which is located on Highway 12 and 18.
I'll move approval for the Plan Commission meeting recommendation.
Motion by Duplay, is there a second? Second by Anders to approve the Plan Commission's recommendation. Any discussion on the motion?
I see that Michelle Schmidt is online. I don't know if she has any wants to say.
Any
The only,
comments?
the only comment that I really have is just a reminder from February 2021 town board meeting that any additional development would require the improvement of Score Road.
That was development off of Score Road.
The minutes said, I have it right here, that it would be development south or west of Score Road or west of Skarstenston. That's in the minutes.
Yeah, that's what it says, but this one doesn't touch Score Road, so there's no
Yeah,
effect on Score Road.
It's
Yeah.
west of Skarstenston.
it's on Skarstenden, but it doesn't touch Score Road.
I guess I'm just reading the minutes where it says south or west of Score Road or west of Skarstenston.
What we were after was if there was any development that would use Score Road, that road at that point would have to be rebuilt to current town road standards. And seeing how these don't touch Score Road, there won't be any additional traffic. It's only the one house that's on Score Road. Understand that?
I understand what you're saying, but that is not what is in the minutes of the 2021 board meeting. All I'm stating.
This is on Score. I mean, on west of Skarstenden. This is on Skarstenden.
Yeah. It's all on Skarstenden. Nothing is dealing with Score Road.
Again, I'm just reading from the minutes what it says.
I think that what it meant more so is if something was gonna come off of Score Road and there was gonna be more roads or something west of that area, I think that's what the idea was.
It's the lot just south of Score Road it's what we were talking about. So
If it would have used,
If they would've built
but if
that
you
house
look
in
at
that lot.
this doesn't touch it.
Yeah. Nothing touches Score Road. Everything's touches
I think
Skarstenden.
Wasn't there at
comes off.
at some point thoughts that there would be a connector road, whether it's Score Road or something else that would go further and there would be lots to the west of the ones that touch Skarstenden?
Right,
And I thought that's what this was all about.
yeah,
was the access to anything deeper
right.
or on Score Road, which we don't have either.
So at this point, we don't have any need for Score Road to be rebuilt. Any other discussion?
Question,
Yes.
is there a plan to add any additional homes in that area?
I'm done.
You're done, that's it.
That's it.
Anything else? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Next item is Dane County Ordinance Amendment 2023-08-68 regarding conditional use permit and rezoning process. And we have the minutes from the Plan Commission. They took no action. And you have letter from Mr. Willem dated today. It was at your place.
It should be just a loose sheet that I put on top of everything.
Right.
I did have one more than I thought I did, though, so maybe that's why.
Oh. Oh. Well, I have that one. I thought you was talking about Mr. Williams.
Oh, sorry. You're right. That one was right underneath your
But it's 2
finance
pages, right?
packet. Yeah.
Okay.
Here.
Oh, thank you.
Did you check to see if the Dane County Towns Association attorney has?
I did. Nobody got back to me today. Just-
I understand. The holidays.
Mhm.
Tim, you didn't have any response from,
I didn't get a response from
any-
WTA either.
okay. Anyone online for comment?
Doesn't look like it. I don't know who this one user is here.
Not that you-
I don't know who that is.
With regards to the Towns Association, their recommendation in, what was it, October or November, whatever was on there and stuff.
October.
I know, October, yeah. I know they stand by those. The only thing I do not know, and it's a very simple question to get answered, is whether or not they went ahead and consulted with the Towns Association's attorney before that. And I couldn't tell you yes or no. That was almost 4 months ago.
Yes, my feeling is we wanted to approve it, we could, and then it becomes Dane County's problem if it's not authorized by law. And they enact. Basic thought of what they're looking at with that 1 year. I think I support that.
I do too.
It's up to the board if they want to take any action or not.
Well, we would still have time at our second meeting.
So we could delay it till then.
Yeah, and then I'll certainly have an answer before that time.
Let's table it.
Move we table until the second.
Yes.
A motion by Williams, second by Duplay to table to the next
Second meeting.
meeting. Any discussion on that motion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carried.
I'll bring this back next time.
Yes. All right, next item, discuss and consider approval of purchase agreement with Reliant Fire Apparatus Incorporated for Pierce Manufacturing Enforcer 100-foot ATT fire truck to be delivered in 2028. Happy New Year, Nick.
Yeah.
So you saw the language from Mr. Cole.
Yeah, so the two amendments that he was, or the two per diems that he was talking about, 12A and 12B of the contract. 12A does not apply to this truck because that's a commercial chassis. That would be like your tender. That's a Kenworth chassis. So 12A doesn't apply. 12B would apply. And because it's a custom chassis. And I did a little bit with Reliant. They have to put that, they said they have to put that in there because this contract that your lawyer reviewed is actually incorrect. It's missing some language, which I sent to Kim to actually give out to you guys. They completely missed it. So they, because the bond is, or because the lead time on these trucks is 4 years, the government told them they had to have certain provisions in their contracts for the bonding to be approved. So, and what the language basically, I think Kim was going to give it to you guys in your packets. It talks about using the PPI index. If that index changes to a certain percentage, then it could add cost to the truck. He explained it to me, but I'm not an accountant by any means. So he did say if there was, he was going to send the new contract tonight or tomorrow. So I guess what would probably be the best idea would be to send the attorney the right contract that has the proper language in it, then have him re-review it. And he did say if there were still questions that he could have the finance team that deals with the PPI index actually do a Teams meeting with your guys' attorney, and you guys could straighten it out and kind of come up with an agreement between the two parties, I guess. So
we should basically table it to the 15th.
I guess I would table it until you get the new contract, and probably the 15th is when it will end up coming into play, and then your attorney can meet with Pierce's finance people and get clarification on what they need, and
What was the date that this has to be accepted by?
by the 28th. I believe it was the 28th, right?
I think it was because we have fire meeting is 22nd.
Yeah.
Which gave us time.
Yeah, so it was basically, the price is good till the 1st, but they want it signed by the 28th, so they have time to enter it into the system, because if it's not entered into Pierce's system, then it would incur the annual increase in February, which is like 5 or 7%. They haven't decided yet, so.
Right.
So we want to table this.
Move we table.
I think so. Motion by Duplay, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Williams to table it to the next meeting.
We'll hang on to all these papers too.
Yeah.
Sounds like there'll be another one too.
Contract. All those in favor of that motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Koshkonong Creek, UCA, Koshkonong Creek Collaborative. Discuss and consider approval of the student course project memorandum of understanding.
Do they have all these things?
Mhm.
Okay. The first one, the memorandum of understanding, is pretty much a more detailed summary of what Chris and I signed back in December of 22. Memorandum of understanding. That's pretty much eliciting who's the contact people on this thing. And it start of the timeline. The service agreement is a more formal agreement. I think the only question I had on this whole deal is who the heck is Joel Rogers? Or apparently and that's a number 2 on the first page. He's the person who started the UCA type projects and still, I guess, oversees everything also. So I guess that's correct. You know him?
Yeah.
Well, good guy.
Very good.
All right. Glad to hear that. And they pretty much, I don't see any other, this standard pretty much language and all this stuff. I'm just amused that they take 2 years to come out with this.
Yeah, that was gonna be my question. What's taking them so long?
It's all them, not us.
Huh?
It's all them, not us.
Oh, no, I understand that.
The funny thing is that I think we're pretty much on the last project out of 12 this year. It's an all-year project, all school year project. They had a preliminary report that I went to, and Kathy Christoph went to it too, a couple other people, Randy Zakowski. Then the most interesting thing that came out of that whole initial discussion was that they did samples in the creek, soil samples. And other than what we anticipated to have high nitrogen and high phosphorus, there's no other harmful chemicals in there that we're kind of worried about. So I think the land spreading is going to be a really good option on some of this. I was personally worried downstream from some of that in the town of Deerfield, but apparently they haven't found anything really bad. So that's good news. As far as this thing goes, I'm prepared to sign pretty much this thing on my part as a co-sponsor.
Yeah.
I don't see any other.
And they're supposed to be done the end of August this year, right?
The report for this class is going to be due out this spring, which will be really good. And I anticipate using that for going to the DNR and asking for permission to do stuff out of there. They have a whole bunch of other projects that they've already completed, and I'll be getting those on the website as soon as I have more time to do that. There's 11 others, one of which included a study of the retention pond aspect, which was positive on their mind, and the class that did that retention pond would be mimicking what I've often thought would be an advantage at my place. They did the class project and they actually won an award for that statewide for that class project. They went on the competition nationally, and I don't know how they did. So as soon as I find out, I'll let you know. That's positive.
Question.
Yes.
You're saying you expect there will be a report that will enable you to do stuff. Can you define stuff for me?
Dredging. One word. The thing needs dredging badly in towns of Cottage Grove and Deerfield.
Well, I
Like
know
to the
there
tune
are
of
trees
two,
that
to the
need to
tune of
be
2 feet.
pulled out.
And continually pull out. It's a continual battle. But the thing has not been cleaned out for 60 years.
6-0.
6-0. Confirmed pretty much what we've known all the time.
Did the dissolution of the drainage district exacerbate the problem
Of which dissolution?
of the drainage district through this area there that would have taken care of potentially some of that?
It's still in like downstream from Baxter. through Rings and down to Christie's,
Okay,
or Kathy Christoph's, I mean. I think there's still a drainage district there. They just had from what I've understood from the drainage district, there was a stop order or stop work order placed like 50 years ago. And who knows what that was ever for? So I don't think we're gonna have to.
Didn't we, when we were talking about building that school, wasn't there some kind of thing with the drainage district?
There was, but I don't remember what it was.
Yeah,
what was that?
So long
There was
ago.
something when we were deciding whether to build Glacial Drumlin School or build something out the Cottage Grove School.
Yeah.
That we had to go back there in the school forest to
Right.
look at the drainage tiles or something.
We went in thinking of going in from Taylor Street into the school
Correct,
forest.
yeah.
Didn't happen, as you notice.
There's no drainage tiles going right into the.
But I
creek.
thought we had to
It doesn't
go
even
back.
get close to the creek.
It's not close to the creek.
Yeah.
There were issues that I
Yeah.
remember that it obviously didn't happen there, but that was, talk.
We had
That was
some
planned, we
discussions
had.
about it. I don't remember either what they were.
It was a long time ago.
I don't know how that would even impact the creek.
Drainage districts aren't working well.
No, but that's gonna give us one reason to go in and help Sam West
Yeah,
without having to ask for a lot of permission, because you don't need a lot of permission if you're in the drainage district.
did you hear what happened to Sam?
No,
His garage had an engine running.
Oh,
Carbon monoxide, they had to drive him to Madison, then send him to Milwaukee.
oh well. Ever very thing,
Sam West.
is he gonna live?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
man, that.
That means they had
You would
to,
have thought we would have known better than to close the door.
yeah, right. That's kind of weird. So more on that later, and as I can, I'll update you guys as quick as possible. But it's still, your action for tonight, I don't see anything that is objectionable in these two things.
Everything we had talked about.
Yep.
you want them both
doing.
done at the same time or separately?
You can do them one at a time or both.
I move approval of the student course project memorandum of understanding.
Second.
Motion by Duplain, second by Williams to approve the student course project memorandum of understanding. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
I move approval of the service agreement.
Second.
Motion by Duplain, second by Williams to approve the service agreement for the Constitution Creek. Any discussion on that motion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. All right,
So you guys did get the bill that they sent out too, right?
And we
Yep.
paid it,
Okay.
and we got it paid in 23.
yeah.
Off the book.
Yeah,
So to speak.
all right.
Thank you.
Next, discuss and consider approval or discuss and consider revising Town of Cottage Grove Ordinance 4.07 fire protection within buildings, Knox box.
So I think I was gonna try to find a sample ordinance from the Towns Association or something. I couldn't find anything on their site, so I just kind of went out and looked at some of the surrounding municipalities to see what they had, and that's what's in your packet.
Yep. Village, Burke, Sun Prairie. Oh, it was Verona.
I'm gonna keep my mouth shut tonight.
Why?
Why? Come on.
What do you want to add?
New Year's resolution?
What's that?
New Year's resolution?
No.
Ha, 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 ha.
Is there something you want to add to ours?
Well, you guys know what my feeling is on that, and that hasn't changed, but,
We only have those three standards that invoke having a Knox box.
So yours is pretty much identical to the villages, except that they add governmental buildings, schools, nursing, assisted living, and daycares, and buildings with a footprint over 25,000
25,000 square feet.
or a standpipe.
we don't have any standpipe.
I wouldn't
No,
think
we
so.
don't. Not unless you have a water tower.
Wish somebody would will us one.
Some of one of these has something about properties protected by a locked fence or gate. I don't know if that's something to consider.
I think that was,
Yeah,
properties protected by a locked fence or gate shall be equipped by the owner at the owner's expense with either Knox box security padlock or Knox box installed at a location approved by the chief of the fire department or his designee.
That's what you did at Capitol Underground.
Yeah,
My facility has one also.
we could add that as number 4
That's fine.
would be reasonable, I would think.
I would agree. Oh my gosh, I said something.
That'll last until the second.
Do you
That's 2 days.
want to add anything about the 25,000 square feet?
That makes sense, doesn't it?
It does.
I think we should add
All
it then.
buildings over 25,000 square feet in floor area.
Are you guys thinking of having a water utility up at the industrial park?
Only if you leave us the money.
You could leave that standpipe thing there, in there. The wording for the standpipe. Even if it doesn't apply right now, it might in the future.
Yeah.
He makes a good point. Looking toward the future.
So do you want to add that 25,000 square feet of floor area?
Sure.
Yes,
Sure.
And why is that a big deal?
I think we want,
Just because it's big?
It probably has locked areas internally.
It's
Would that-
it's assuming value per square foot is gonna be necessary to.
wouldn't that be covered though under, I mean, those would have to be sprinkled, right? So wouldn't it be covered with that anyway?
Generally, yes. Yeah. Usually anything over 12,000 square feet would have to be sprinklered.
And the buildings that we currently got were all like
990.
11,990 or something like that.
Although, I mean, our ordinance doesn't necessarily, ours says any non-residential building where a fire detection or suppression system is monitored by an alarm company. Doesn't really say if it's sprinkled.
You want 25,000 in? And do you want the standpipe?
Do we even have anything that's 25,000 square feet here in the town?
No, because it would require to be
Okay.
sprinkled. What was the,
The
Standpipe was,
the old Dane County garage and the medical examiners both fell under that, and they had sprinkler systems in them. That's been into the city now, so.
So it's basically covered already, correct?
Since we don't have anything that size.
no. So all then we have to add is the item 2C from Burke as the number 4.
And don't do the 25,000 square feet or the standpipe?
I don't think so. I mean, there's no reason to. I mean, we can always go back and readdress it at a future meeting.
And
I'll make that motion. We add 2C of the Dane County,
no, Burke.
Burke's, I'm sorry, Town of Burke's wording into our, as a 4th condition under 1A.
Motion by Duplay, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Anders to add as number 4 under A, 1A. Properties protected by a locked fence or gate should be equipped by the owner at owner's expense with either a Knox security padlock or a Knox box installed at a location approved by the chief of the fire department or his or her designee. Any
Well,
dis-
so is it okay though to just, because we already got in A, the owner or person in control of the following types of buildings shall install and maintain an approved emergency services repository unit, which is a Knox box, and then just list with any property protected by a locked fence or gate.
Oh, as part of one?
Because the rest of that sentence is
Sure.
pretty much covered in the A part.
Yeah,
That's fine.
yeah. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Public Works.
No right-of-way permits. And as far as news, not much since last time. Christmas tree pickup starts.
Yeehaw.
Supposed to start today, but we were off today. So it'll start tomorrow. Other than that, yeah. I'll check my computer tomorrow, see if our truck hits the assembly line. But, yeah. Not too much else. I guess I gotta listen to some messages.
Just one.
This one.
Okay,
Other than that, Happy New Year.
okay, clerk treasurer.
Jennifer Millage starts tomorrow, so hopefully I think she'll learn fast and we'll be back up to full speed, hopefully in the office soon.
Good hire. She's a good
Yeah,
lady.
that's what I thought too.
Yeah, I'm excited. I think she's gonna be good. So,
Do you know her?
Mike Millage, his wife from Edmund Jones,
Oh,
right across in front of Pigs.
she may even be better than me.
No, not a chance. No,
Other than that, we're just busy with taxes and all the other end of year things and thinking about getting ready for the audit, and there's a lot going on here.
Yeah. Okay, board reports and communications. Dan is going to run me a copy of the town roads and I'll put one in your baskets. At our next meeting, we're going to discuss UTV, ATV routes. And so you can look at the map and think about, you know, if you're going townwide or just these roads, think about it. We'll have a discussion at the next meeting. And then I had a question for Kim. In this year's budget, did we have in that or chucking on for that emergency, that FEMA grant?
The Ridge Road thing?
Yeah,
No, I think that came up more recently than we approved the budget, didn't it? And what meeting was that at?
I thought we put a little over 2,900 in for stormwater for him.
It would have been November.
But I don't think it was for that. His normal budget that he asked for, we put in there, and then what else is in there? The Kashnan Creek thing was in there, but we paid that this year, so we took it back out,
Okay,
or last year. So we just talked about that. Which meeting was that? Not very long ago.
Just
I think it was November.
Wasn't
It was
it?
November 20th.
Yeah.
Let's see what the motion was. It was to use unassigned funds.
pardon?
Unassigned funds was what the motion was. You're talking about the brick grant for Ridge Road, right?
Yes.
And he said that it was gonna be his initial application would be 680 to 1020. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, did he say what the second one was going to be?
And no, he didn't go any further than that.
Okay, because I got an email from him today for the sub-application due January 12th for the Ridge Road replacement project at 1440 to 2160.
Yeah, that wasn't part of what he originally, he just provided the preliminary, the initial application estimate, and that was approved to come out of unassigned funds.
And so I got it's too late to put it on this agenda, but it has to be applied before the January 12th. So I can put it on the 12th for you to approve it if you want.
Do you think there's a hope in
I
the world of getting that grant?
don't know.
Just as a
Do you
state
think we
of-
should go ahead with that?
The 15th is our next meeting.
Yeah, the 15th is the
That
next
bridge is,
meeting. so.
Just state. Steve
Is
Huntington.
that something we should move ahead with or not?
I
Money.
think that when he
get
first
it.
saw it, what I heard from Chuck is that when he first read about the problem and the hazard mitigation problem, he thought it was right at the creek. And he thought there were a lot more, that the problem was, he didn't realize it was flooding where it does flood. He thought it was like
Way to the east.
right at the creek. And
Safety concern.
he was trying, his first pre-application painted a picture of it affecting a lot more residents than it does. And the residents that are affected, there's one house there that has that long driveway. They really don't want us to change the road because they feel like then they're gonna have to raise their driveway because they're gonna be flooded even more. So I don't know,
Well, that's why you look at it though. I mean, to see if that is true. I mean, just for them to say, well, it's gonna flood my driveway more. That-
Well, I
we
mean,
don't know
we
that.
have the preliminary estimate of this from the engineers, and that was like 800,000.
Yeah.
And,
It's not gonna flood the driveway anymore.
No, I wouldn't think
It
so.
is now.
but that's what so anyway, Chuck was trying to find support from residents around there, like, who's affected, and those were the only ones that he really saw that were affected much, and when he talked to them, they didn't want it, so that's just what I'm passing along.
Should I just tell him, no, don't go any further, or?
it's not that big a deal, really.
Yeah, I mean,
Say no.
Sure.
yeah.
I think it's kind of a stretch to think that they're gonna give you that money.
Okay.
So I got a question for you, Chris, on town road thing. Senator Howard Markline was touting how he got the town road stuff passed this year. Is that anything that might be good for us in there?
Gotta see it to believe it. I haven't gotten anything to me.
He was just on TV saying it, so yeah, well, so there's something good. It had to do with town roads.
Yeah.
Re-election year.
Yeah. Right,
Oh, how cynical.
right.
Well, when they start sending us grants that we can apply for, then they'll believe it.
So there might be something there.
So the other thing we need to start thinking about, in 2024, we have our update to comp plan is due. We do it every 2 years now. See if there's things that you can think that we need to take a look at. February 15th to March 15th, we open it up for the citizens to put forth their recommendations. I've been thinking, what can we do to protect the town border from the village? And I think at some point we need to maybe start looking at either purchasing land so that the village isn't developing it. We either leave it as farmland, parkland, or develop it and see what happens from that. It's like that land that Resop started on Kennedy. I'd like to know when the hell is he gonna finish it? But think about things that you might want to see us put in our comp plan this year when in March, we'll start talking about what we receive. Committee reports. Kaiser Grove Fire.
Spent most of the night talking about the fire truck.
About the fire truck.
Your point was sort of good last meeting that, when you're only fixing a truck and you're only going to spend 50,000 or something rather than millions, we discussed this before with even our town equipment, just because the time frame comes up that we have to buy something. I just thought I should have mentioned it last time when you did, because I just
Something that expensive, especially.
Yeah. I don't know how much that truck is used. Probably,
I think it rolls just to keep it looped up and everything.
yeah,
else, like-
I would think so.
Probably doesn't have 10,000 miles on it.
No, I'm sure it doesn't.
It just seems to me to be for something that's used very little, that you go through all this to buy something new. Doesn't mean maintenance is maintenance on anything. And it's obviously a lot less than buying a new
Yeah.
piece of equipment.
Deer Grove EMS. We're doing job review. Doing job review.
Your evaluations due Sunday, the 7th.
Put forth those changes to the agreement.
Still haven't signed it. It's still discussing.
Get a draft back
Right, this month.
for this month.
Can I hop back to when we were talking about, you mentioned the roads and that we should be thinking about ATV, UTV at the roads next meeting. And you're going to, we were walking on the trail to look at Koshkonong Creek today, and we walked from behind Kathy Christoph's house, back virtually to the village and then back. There's a sign on one of the mileposts there that says snowmobiles 15 miles per hour. Snowmobiles aren't allowed on there, are they?
Yes, they are.
Oh, God, yeah.
Are.
They go fast in the winter time.
Always
No
have.
motorized vehicles.
It's always
Yep.
been on
There's snow on the
any of those
ground.
trails. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, if you're a walker or a biker and there's snow on the trail, I probably wouldn't be on there.
No.
No, that's probably true.
Well, thank you for educating me.
But it happens so seldom.
Yeah.
We have enough snow, maybe a week or
Yeah,
2 weeks, any winter.
if you have the snowmobile
Yeah.
rules.
Last year, they're open 2 weeks down here.
If that.
Yeah.
It closed up pretty quick.
They had that one.
Which it could potentially be crowded. You got the cross-country skiers, the sleds, you got the horse people. If the snow's not too deep,
No, horses can't.
Horses?
No horses.
no horses?
No.
Oh, okay.
Dog walkers,
So what?
dog walkers, that's what I'm out there for.
Not dog walkers.
And then you don't have to pick up.
Shame on you.
The emergency government, like, I think we won't have a meeting this month.
We're not going to.
Yeah, we have nothing really going on, so.
Okay,
Did you see that thing that came today about tier 2?
Tier 2?
Yeah. I had it, I sent it back to you, asked you if Mike got it.
Yeah.
Did I? Was that from Dane County or?
I thought it was state.
What was it about?
I think all they wanted to know is names and phone numbers.
Well, they got them.
Should have.
They got a copy of our emergency SOP.
and we just had that exercise. We
Yeah.
should have had it all.
Take a look when I go home tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll take a look.
I think I forwarded to you, but I'll make sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Will we adjourn?
Second.
Motion by Duplace, second by Williams. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried.